Hello and welcome to practical F2L video number 10. We've made the face, the white face and the first two layers, and we're now down to the stage where we need to complete the yellow cross at the bottom. Right, you will always end up with one of three situations, which is either a long L like I have here. You could end up with a short L. In other words, instead of having a yellow over here, you could have a yellow over there. So it's a short L, and alternatively you can also end up with just a dot. Alright, so I'm going to explain to you and share with you my practical approach in remembering the execution steps for these situations. Alright, so I've got the long L like this, and what I do now is I hold the cube in this sort of orientation with the long L in a vertical orientation. Okay, so regardless of whether you have the long L or the short L or just a dot, you will always then hold the cube with a yellow face pointing towards you. In other words, the yellow face becomes the front face. You always then start off with your left side moving down. No matter which one of the three situations you have, the left side moves down. Alright, the purpose then of the next few moves is to get rid of the bottom yellow. Remember, this is a practical approach in remembering the execution steps for these algorithms. Alright, so all you need to remember is that you need to get rid of the bottom yellow. And the way that we get rid of the bottom yellow is to move it to this location over here. So the yellow then moves to this location over there, and it is inevitably substituted by another yellow that came from this side over here. It will always be like that. You will always substitute the yellow that you move away from this location with another yellow. Alright, so I've moved the yellow that was there out to this location. I got rid of it to the right hand side of the cube. I now need to reverse everything. I need to get this yellow back onto the front face, but I can't just move it back into the, like that, because that's going to, there's no point in doing that. Right, so I've gotten rid of it by moving it to the right. This yellow moved in from this side to over here. I now need to get this yellow back onto the front face, but in this location over here. So I'm going to perform a front clockwise move, and then bring back this yellow into the bottom location over there. All I now do is reverse the front, and reverse the left hand side. Remember, I start with the left hand side going down. I now finish this algorithm by moving the left side back up again, and there I have successfully completed the cross. Alright, so in the cases where you might have the short L, you will then hold the cube in this orientation with a short L like that, in that orientation. Alright, like I explained before, you will always start with your left side moving down. So the left side moves down, and now I need to get rid of the bottom yellow. But I see I've got a bit of a predicament, because I do not have a yellow at the bottom to get rid of. But I do have a yellow over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this yellow into this location over here at the bottom, so that I can get rid of it. Alright, so remember, this is a practical approach in remembering these algorithms. So just remember, you need to get a yellow at the bottom so that you can get rid of it. Alright, so the obvious move then would be to perform a front clockwise. That places the yellow at the bottom. I can now get rid of it, which I am doing this way. I'm getting rid of it by moving it to the right hand side of the cube. Inevitably, it will bring in a yellow that was over here to take the place of the yellow I just removed. That will always work like that. Alright, I now need to just get this yellow back onto the front face, but there's no point in just reversing it back into this location. I need to get it back into this location over there. So obviously I'm just going to reverse the front by performing an anti-clockwise move, then bring in this yellow at the bottom, and I finish this algorithm with the left side moving up again, and I've once again successfully made the cross. Alright, so if you do end up with just the dot after you have done the first 2 layers and you end up with just a dot at the bottom, you then perform any one of the 2 algorithms I've just shown you, and depending on which one you do, you will get a specific formation. You will either get the long L or the short L, and then depending on what you get, you then perform the algorithm for that specific formation, and you will then end up with your cross. Alright, so that was the explanation to remembering the execution steps, going about it my practical sort of way. Alright, this was video 10. I'm going to share with you my practical approach in how I remember the execution steps to solve the yellow face completely. Alright, so that'll be video 11 and 12 and so on. Alright, this was then this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you then in video 11. Bye-bye.